So, I've shared quite a bit over the last couple of months about the fact that I have been looking for a job and, applying everywhere, and it's been getting really old as far as the fact that, I feel like I applied for hundreds of positions and, I would hear back about an interview and then they would call me, you know, and cancel the interview at the last minute, like the day before or the day of. I actually had Sears cancel my interview with them for an HR position like the day of, which really sucked. But I just, for a while I was just applying, sending out basically an application or my resume for every single position that I thought I was qualified for. Um, and I didn't hear back from most of the places that I had applied for. But then it was weird because once I got confirmed that I would be doing the CNA training and everything, now all of a sudden it's like all these places that I applied for are calling me, to do interviews and things like that. And while, I'm grateful and thankful that they've been calling me to interview for these positions, it's like, oh my God, why didn't you call me like before now? But in the end, I feel like it all happens for a reason. And maybe it was just, God's way of telling me that I'm meant to be a CNA. I'm meant to care for people. I am meant to take care of people who can't necessarily take care of themselves in that moment. And, nursing is something that I've always wanted to do. Uh, it's just, I've always cared for people and, I've always wanted to do whatever I can to help people in whatever way that I can. And I know that I've talked about this before on my channel, but um, it just kind of sucks, because it's like you go through this whole process. And, if you've ever applied for a job, most of them, you have to fill out the same information or you upload a resume and then you still have to fill out the information, even though it's supposed to grab the information from your resume. So then it's supposed to be easier for you to do the application process. But you fill out the basic information like contact information, and then usually they have some sort of questionnaire or assessment that takes 45 minutes to an hour, depending on which position you're applying for. And if you apply for a different position with the same company, they don't always use that same assessment. There might be a different assessment for each position, which I think is ridiculous because then you spend all this time, and then you don't hear anything back. Or what was happening with me is I would spend all this time doing the applications. They would call me back, schedule me for an interview, and then, like with Sears, the same day they called and said, "Oh, you can still come and do the interview, but we've already filled the position." Which at that point, if you've already filled the position, then what is the point of me coming in to interview for that position? It's kind of like a mental thing. It's like you get that disappointment and it just gets really old really fast. And then, like I had Sam's Club call me, I had Menards call me, I had all these places call me after I got accepted into the CNA training, which after the CNA training, they offer you a position as long as you've done well and gotten your licensure or certification with the state. And it drives me nuts. But like I said, I feel like maybe this was just what was meant to happen. Maybe this was just, like I said, God's way of telling me that you're not supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be, helping these people out and caring for other people who really need the assistance. And so I guess at the end of the day, the message for this video is to not give up, not get discouraged. It could take longer, but maybe things don't work out in the way that you're hoping because you're meant to do something else. So don't let the world get you down and discouraged to the point where you just give up on, reaching for your goal or goals, whatever that may be. So you just have to have perseverance and keep your head up because things will turn out great eventually. Um, it may be a long process, but I have faith that everything is going to work out, and like I said, I'm happy now that I've gotten accepted into the CNA training. It might mean, you know, a lot of changes as far as, my life in general and also on my channel here because I won't have as much free time, to film and edit and things like that. But hopefully you guys will continue to stick around. And I guess that's it. I guess that's all I wanted to say. It was just on my heart to share and share that hopefully motivational message. So, with that being said, that's all I have for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again soon.